Welcome to Moms of the Lou podcast, hosted by and recorded for St. Louis moms. Grab your laundry basket, kick your feet up for nap time, or head out the door for pickup and spend a little time catching up with your favorite St. Louis moms. Hosted by a fellow St. Louis mom, Rebekah Coast, let's dive into our discussion today. Hello, St. Louis moms. We are back for another episode of Moms of the Lou podcast. Hope you are enjoying some warmer weather here in St. Louis. We have made it through the doldrums of January, February, and we are marching on to spring. Today, we are talking all things spring break related. I'm so excited to be joined by Kalyn Harris. How are you doing?
Great to be here. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yay. So Kalyn is our former Fearless events director and recently stepped into a project manager role on our executive team.
That's right.
And you are a St. Louis mom. You have two little girls. Tell
Yes.
us about your family.
Yeah, I'm a native of St. Louis. Actually, we moved back at the end of 2020 with our oldest, and soon thereafter had a second child. So it was nice to be back in St. Louis, close to family and friends, and really having that community. We live in the Ferguson neighborhood,
Mhm.
so we, like to just explore and just see all the fun things that St. Louis has to offer for families.
That's awesome. And what do you do during the day?
So I took on a new full-time role. So I had the opportunity to stay home for a couple years with my kids before they went off to school, which was a great way to really explore while, everyone else is at work or at school.
Right.
That was great. So now that my youngest is in school full-time, I took on a full-time role. So I'm the event coordinator at a local accounting firm.
Wonderful. And we know you are a fabulous event coordinator. So
I do love it.
they have found a gem in you. So
Appreciate it.
but we're glad we're glad you've stuck around. St. Louis mom. Ferguson, there's so much happening up there in the Ferguson, Florissant area. What do you guys like to do up there? You have a fun farmers market, right? In the spring.
And so that'll be coming back up here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
And it's nice. We've walked from our house there before with the
Okay.
girls in the wagon. It gets a little bit harder on the way back,
Yeah.
but we do enjoy going there. And they have like different themes. So different weeks will have a different theme, like Superhero Day, and they'll have people out in costumes, bounce houses, free face painting. So
Love
it's
that.
really great for the whole family. But there's a lot of local gyms right there in the heart of Ferguson. We did a date night once where we walked and we did candle making at a spot, and then there's a wine bar right off of Florissant Road. So there's just a ton to do. We love going to the Ferguson Brewery as well. It's very
Yes.
family friendly.
Yes, I've been there too. Oh, that's a fun idea for a date night. It's like a progressive date night. Go to
Exactly. Yep.
one spot after the other.
Yep.
Very cool. So where do you like to go with your children in St. Louis? Where do you like to spend time?
We try to go to different places. Like I keep a list on my phone of like all the things that are happening.
Yeah.
Try to keep a pulse on stuff that's opening, new stuff. But we really like to do stuff that's either free or at a discounted price. So
Yep.
like we do like the history museum a lot. The clubhouse is awesome.
Mhm.
We even had Corinne's birthday party there
Yes.
last year. And our libraries are just amazing resources. So there's a ton of them that have like great play spaces for kids. So we do those as well. Enjoy the Magic House in Maid, especially now that my oldest will be 5 and she
Yeah.
can really explore like Maid. I think it's kind of probably for that 5 and up age range where they can really kind of get into like the building of stuff. And she loves all things glue and tape and scissors. So it's her jam.
They
for
have a
sure.
lot of that
Yeah.
at Maid.
Yeah.
Yes, you're so good about finding great events at the library.
Yeah.
And I always forget that our libraries, I mean, they're such great resources anyway, but that they have so many fun events
So
for
many.
families and story time. And so,
Yeah, even in the summer, they give free lunches every day during the week. So there's a ton to do there.
love that. Okay, what about your favorite date night spot in St. Louis?
Yeah, so we do try to try different places for sure. I really like by us, the wine bar. And so it's nice that, there's TVs. I've gone there with girlfriends and
Yeah.
on date nights. Outside of that, we've gone Nomad. We really liked.
Yeah.
Scarlett's is a favorite. Can't resist the pizza. It's delicious.
We're not biased, but
not at
we
all.
do
but
like the pizza at
It's so
Scarlett's.
good. But yeah, we try to try different places and mix it up.
Love that. What about with your girlfriends? Where's like a staple to go for?
So we usually probably lean more brunch, I
Mhm.
would say,
Oh,
or like
okay.
just like meet up for like coffee dates.
Yeah.
Which I've been doing like on Fridays. It's nice because I work mostly remote, so I've been trying different coffee shops and meeting up with a girlfriend, and doing that. But I just went to the one in St. Charles, Lydia's.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you.
New, right?
It's new. It
New,
just opened a few months ago, but lovely space. And they also have a bar, so they're open like all day.
Oh,
And so I really
fun.
want to go during the night too and get like a cocktail. I think that would be fun.
Enjoy the night
Yeah.
vibe. I love that. Well, we have our coffee guide, St. Louis Mom Coffee
Yes.
Guide. So make sure you
We'll have
check
to
them
add
off.
them. It's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yes. Good call. Okay. Well, so we are into March,
Yes.
long-awaited March, and that means that it is spring break coming for St. Louis families. We can smell it. It is so close. So what are you guys doing for spring break this year? What are your plans?
So I will say, my girls go to private school.
Mhm.
We get 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks in a day of spring break.
Wow.
So
That is a break.
17 stay-at-home days. So you can imagine. And I was just talking to my husband. I'm like, have they been in school for a full week this year?
I do not think they have
They're
been.
out of school today for parent-teacher conferences.
Could we have not had some more overlap
I'm
here?
like, oh my goodness. So between the snow days, the sick days, the
Yes.
holidays, like it feels like we haven't had a full week at school.
No.
And now we're going into March and they'll have half of the month off. So we'll have to get creative for sure. But
Yep.
the latter half of spring break, we're actually going to New York City. My brother lives there, so we have family there.
Perfect.
And it'll also be Corinne's, my oldest, 5th birthday. So it'll be a
Wow.
magical time for
What
sure.
an epic birthday trip.
Yeah.
I love that. So obviously you're flying, right? I don't think
Yes.
you're brave enough to.
We're fine for
Yeah.
sure.
And then what are you doing like an Airbnb? Are you doing a hotel? Are you?
So we're actually doing a hotel. We typically stay with family when
Mhm.
we go, but this time with it being Corinne's birthday and spring break, my mother-in-law will be traveling along with us,
Uh-huh.
and my parents are also going to be going. And they're staying with my brother. So we're going to get a hotel and be closer to all the action in Manhattan.
Love it. What's on your to-do list?
So being that it's her birthday, I really want to focus it on being a trip about Corinne
Okay.
and her being 5.
Yep.
And so we're doing all things 5 themed. So
Aw.
I found like several restaurants with like 5 in the name.
Oh,
and
cute.
it's decked out. Like
Okay.
planning is my thing. Like
Yes, we know you are a good planner.
So you'll have to stay tuned because I will post about it. But
Yeah.
plan on going to like Rockefeller Center. The hotel we're staying at is very close to there.
Okay.
And then hopefully ice skating, depending on the weather.
Yes,
You never
you
know
never
on the
know.
East Coast. Like, is
Mm-mm.
it going to be warm? Is it going to be cold? We don't know.
Yeah.
So I have some indoor and outdoor activities just to steer clear of any inclement weather. But the big thing, though, is I got her an American Girl doll for her
Aw.
birthday. And so I'm going to surprise her with that the night before.
Okay.
And so we're going to go to the American Girl store in New York City
Aw.
and have lunch there and let her shop. And I think she's going to have a ball.
I love that. That's such a rite of passage, that
Mhm.
first American Girl
Yeah,
doll. And
yeah.
love that. Okay. So you're going to New York. My family and I just booked a little trip. We're doing Chicago
Okay.
for the first time. I've gone to Chicago by myself and with my husband before, but we've never gone with the kids. So we are packing up the crew and we're taking the train, which
Wow.
I really, really do like that train ride. It's an easy train ride, So we're going to do that. And then we found just a family-friendly hotel. It was important to me to get an indoor pool. I don't know, something about an indoor pool that kids just love. I
Yeah.
mean, they just get to take their swimsuit. And so anyway, we do have a family-friendly Chicago travel guide on stlouismom.com. So I referenced that. I think we're going to try to do, there are a couple different things that we're going to do with the kids. So
That'll
we'll
be
do Navy
fun.
Pier. But yeah, I mean, again, we don't know what to expect in terms of weather.
The
right?
weather is so
Chicago in
unpredictable.
March.
Yeah.
I'm prepared for winter
Mm-hmm.
weather.
Especially near the water.
Yeah.
It'll be
So,
a little chilly, but
yeah.
that'll be great.
Yeah. So what are some other trips that you guys have taken? Nearby-ish. So let's think like driving distance. Somebody who's listening to this is like, okay, we haven't really thought about spring break. We might want to get away. What are some options?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're so lucky in St. Louis to be so close to so many great cities that are in a drivable distance. Last year for spring break, we went to Cincinnati, which
Yeah.
very similar to St. Louis as far as the infrastructure goes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but it was much hillier than I expected.
Like San Francisco.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was really
Interesting.
cool. But we, did the museums, the Children's Museum, and it was really great. Their museums are all situated in one building. There's like 4 museums in one.
Oh,
So
wow.
if
Oh,
you
that's
have
cool.
like older kids, you can just like hit them all in one day. And it was like, I want to say a train or bus depot, the original building, and
Oh,
then
wow.
they turned it into these museums. So that was really neat. And when we went, it was over St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
So
fun.
we got to go to the parade, and it was weather like we're having today, which is like 66 and sunny and
Yeah,
amazing weather.
perfect. Yeah.
And their city is like just painted with these beautiful murals like all over the city.
I love
and so
that.
it's very appealing for kids are like attracted to the bright bold colors. So
I love that.
we love that. But yeah, we've gone a ton of places. We did Branson last year as well, which is just a 4.5 hour drive, and you can stop at Buc-ee's on the way. Have you been to Buc-ee's?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know what Buc-ee's
You
is.
don't know what Buc-ee's is?
Educate me.
It is like the Walmart of gas stations.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Like a
So-
Wally's?
But better.
Better.
It's
Better than
huge.
Wally's?
It's huge. And it's a thing. So I lived in Texas, so it's
Okay.
a southern thing. They're kind of building them out. So we do have one in Missouri now. But yeah, it's amazing. We love Buc-ee's. You can go get your food, get your nuts. The bathrooms are so clean.
Get your nuts.
Get your
What do you mean?
nuts.
Do they
Yeah,
have like
your
bulk?
roasted
Do they have
nuts.
like bulk?
They have bulk
nuts?
everything. It's crazy. And everyone's very friendly. And yeah, people love it.
I love it. I love that. Okay. Buc-ee's. I'm going to have to add it to my list.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't know about that. But coming from somebody who live in Texas,
Yeah.
to say it's like big, I mean, it's big.
It's Texas big,
It's
for
Texas
sure.
big. I love it. How long was your drive? I'm going to go back. How long was your drive to Cincinnati?
It's under 5.
Under 5?
Yep. And
Oh,
the
wow.
nice thing about it is you hit Indianapolis on the way.
Oh, yes.
It's like
Okay.
an hour and a half from Indianapolis.
Okay.
So we stopped there into like a Chick-fil-A and let them play. We ate lunch. We ran into another St. Louis family that
Oh,
was doing the same thing.
Of course you did. Yeah.
Yep. And so, yeah, it was just great to kind of break up the drive. We typically do that, but we've done Louisville with them. We haven't gone to Chicago with them, but we actually drove all the way up to Milwaukee.
Oh, cool.
We did Minneapolis. That was a drive.
Wow.
So we try to get out and do things with the girls.
I love that. So what did you do in Branson? I know Branson is a really popular destination. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of places to stay. Obviously, you've got like Table Rock Lake, probably not so much maybe for spring break, but you've got Silver Dollar City, which is so popular and so much fun. We did Branson also a couple summers ago. And I just loved how accessible Silver Dollar
Yeah.
City felt. It didn't feel so commercial to me. And also I felt like there were so many great kids rides.
Yeah.
Like my little one, could ride a lot
And
of
they
the
have
kids
the
rides.
shows.
And they have the shows.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just kind of nostalgic.
Yep.
You go back in time and
So I think Silver Dollar City opens a week or two into March.
Okay.
And we went right before they opened. So we
Oh,
didn't get a chance to
bummer.
go.
Uh-huh.
But there's still so much built-in fun there.
Mhm.
Like my my oldest was just tall enough to do the go-karts.
Yes.
And she just loved it. She talked about it for months, like literally.
Yeah.
So we did the go-karts and arcades and all like the fun things on the strip. And then we also did like a golf cart tour.
Oh,
Um
yes.
I can't think of what it's called, but
Mhm.
it's out there and you get to tour around at your leisure, take your time, go through caves and bridges, and there's little waterfalls, and
Love
it is
that.
so beautiful, so beautiful.
Love that. Um, we will find out the name of that and
Yeah,
link that in the
link
show
it.
notes because I know I've seen that a lot of
hmm
places and I remember you posting about that.
Yeah, it
So,
was great.
yeah, that's awesome. Okay, you mentioned Louisville. Louisville, right?
Louisville.
Louisville. That's how we say it, not Louisville.
Not Louisville.
Not Louisville. My St. Louis accent coming through. What was your drive time to Louisville?
Very similar.
Okay.
It's that 4.5 hour time. So it's great to break it up, right? You get 2 hours in, kids get a little antsy, take a
Yep.
break, grab lunch, do the back half, and then you're there.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that was fun too. We went to the racetrack with them.
Oh,
And
fun.
it was my first time. I was very into it. So
Oh, cool.
I would love to go back and do
Wait,
that.
did you like watch a race or was it like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
hmm
Very cool.
And so that was really fun to be able to do that. And then, they have a lot of stuff for adults there too, obviously, with like the whiskey and
Yes,
bourbon
right.
and
Yes,
everything. So
absolutely.
there's definitely fun for everyone.
Mhm.
When we did Cincinnati, we also took both of the grandparents came as well.
Yeah.
And so that's my little hack because I say if you take your kids, it's a trip. If
Yes.
if it's kids only, that's a vacation, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mhm.
But the caveat to that is if you take the grandparents, it's the best of both worlds.
It's the best of both worlds. That's your hack.
Yep.
Take the
Take them
grandparents.
with us.
I love it.
So when we did that, we were able to go out in the evenings
Mhm.
and still have like date nights too. So
Very cool. Okay, so Nashville, also a great destination. Have you guys done Nashville before?
we haven't done it with kids.
Mhm.
We went right before, literally a day before I found out I was pregnant with Corinne, my oldest. So that was a fun surprise.
Yeah.
But it's definitely on the to-do list to go back with them. I think they would love it.
Love that. Okay, and didn't you guys recently go to Memphis too?
We went to Memphis. That was a child-free
A
trip.
child-free trip.
And that
yes,
was
it counts.
just a round trip, just one night.
Uh-huh.
We ended up going for New Year's. New Year's
Oh,
Eve.
fun.
We spent there on Bill Street.
Bill
so
Street,
that was
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, other drivable distances. You guys also did Gatlinburg, right?
We did. So with that one, we flew to Nashville,
Yep.
rented a car, and then drove to Gatlinburg from there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I've never done Gatlinburg with my kids.
Okay.
I went to Gatlinburg as a kid.
hmm
I'm sure it's changed a lot, but I remember that was one of the most memorable family trips that we ever took. I mean, we took the old time photos. We did what is it? Great Smoky National Park.
Yep.
And also we did this very cool, I'm hoping it's still there, but it's called Hillbilly Golf. And
you told me about that right before we
No,
went. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, this made such an impression on me. But you take this tram like up this hill into the woods.
It's still there, by the way.
It's still there.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah. So you take this tram up there and you essentially play putt-putt like in the woods, in the hills of Tennessee.
That's
and it
neat.
was so much fun.
Mhm.
I mean, I remember there was like a downpour and we like hid in this covered wagon while it was pouring down. It was such a core memory.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's very similar to Branson, but you're in the mountains.
yeah.
And it's amazing. We did like the mountain coasters and stuff like
Yes.
that out in Gatlinburg, and that was really fun. And it is a little smaller than like a Branson, like the street, and so there's not as much like car traffic, which is nice.
Yep.
But there's like just a ton of people walking around. You can pop in, and we did like a little bourbon sample somewhere,
Love
and then
that.
yeah. grabbed food. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's great.
Yes. So many great destinations. I know also Arkansas has some great destinations too. We haven't done that yet as a family, but there's some stuff happening in Bentonville and lots of great stuff there. So what about staying nearby? Because I know, and my family and I have done a lot of staycations for spring break. So one that we did last year that I really liked was Union Station.
Yes.
And we stayed at the hotel there on site. And then, we just made a day of it. We did the aquarium, we did the ropes course, we went to the soda fountain, and we did the wheel.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And we just had so much fun. We watched the light show in the Grand Hall. So, that's something to consider if you are looking for a staycation locally that's kind of all in one spot. I really liked that because we parked our car and that was it, and we didn't have to go back to get our car and go anywhere. Everything was just right there.
Yep.
And my kids loved it. They cried when we left.
Oh, no.
Which, is a sweet time if they don't.
Well, the great thing is it's in our city, so you can always go back.
Exactly. Are there any other staycations you've done in St. Louis?
Well, I know we just did the little Galentine's trip in Innsbrook.
Yes.
And I think that would be a great place to take your family.
Absolutely.
Especially as it warms up and you can get on the lake. So, yeah, I think that would be fun, too. And it's only, literally, my parents live in O'Fallon. It's 20 minutes from their house.
Yeah.
It's not far at all. So
totally. Yeah, we stayed at the Happy Stay Chalet. And that was, it was perfectly equipped for a family. And just you can go hiking. They had a lot of just fun, family-friendly games inside and outside.
Yeah, I think I saw a young boy fishing
when
I was driving in. So
absolutely. Yeah. So that's a great local destination. Another fun day trip that we've done before is taking the train from downtown Kirkwood to Washington.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
So that's a fun little getaway too if you're just looking for a day trip.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a great spring break. Something else to mention is that St. Louis Mom has an epic 100 things to do in St. Louis during spring break list that we just published. So we'll link that in the show notes as well. So yeah, if you're just looking for fun stuff to do, check off your bucket list, you're staying locally, be sure to check out that. And we hope that that's a helpful resource for you and your family. And we hope that you have a great spring break. Thanks, Kalyn, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right, St. Louis moms, we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to Moms of the Lou. We hope it encouraged you and put a pep in your step and helped you get to know our community a little bit better. Be sure to find us on Instagram, @StLouis_mom. You can find us on Facebook, St. Louis Mom. You can find us on our website, www.stlouismom.com. In case nobody else tells you today, you're a great mom and you're doing a great job. Chat with you next time.